Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Stephanie and this video will be talking about how I'm feeling, what I'm doing, how much I've lost since having weight loss surgery. I had the VSG, also known as the vertical sleeve gastrectomy, 1 month ago today. So I've hit my month anniversary and it's amazing how I feel now versus how I felt then. And so I'm just gonna give you the updates. So if you're new here, you can look back for the last, I think like 5 years and see how many times I tried and failed. I am a Weight Watchers devotee. I was a Weight Watchers devotee. That was always kind of the program that I always felt like I could always get some results with. But honestly, as their programs changed, I felt like my results got less and less consistent and harder to achieve. So the first time that I got to my lowest weight of all time, which was 148 pounds, that was in college. I was young, I was riding my bike to work, I was walking all over campus, I was mountain biking all the time, I was backpacking, I was hiking. So my level of activity was incredible. And I had lost about 70 pounds all by myself. And then I joined Weight Watchers to get kind of that last 10 to 15 pounds off. So Weight Watchers to me was like the ultimate program that helped me get, those last pounds off. Fast forward many years, like 15 years, and a lot has happened between then. And every time I'd go back to Weight Watchers, their program was just a little bit different. And it just got harder and harder for me to lose weight on that program. I also developed Hashimoto's during that time. I'm on 2 different antidepressants. I'm a mom of 3 kids. I've had a lot of to deal with. And the more stressful life got, the older I got, the more my hormones changed with the Hashimoto's. It just became such a battle for me to lose weight, and mentally I just couldn't do it. I developed a really bad binge eating disorder. The binge eating was like a little bit of a problem in college, but after I got married, there was a pretty serious binge eating disorder. So you'll see, if you ever decide to go back and look at my videos, you can see how I do on Weight Watchers. You can see how I do trying to do keto, how I try to do doing low carb. There was a period of time where I was really successful when I was totally wheat free and I was eating a high fat, low carb diet. I was pretty successful with that. And then after I had my 3rd baby, I just gained so much weight. I had an emergency C-section and that was really hard to recover from. So once I made the decision to get weight loss surgery, it took me almost a year before I was able to have the surgery. And I did not do well on those 9 to 10 months of the pre-op diet. I mean, they gave me a packet. They told me how to eat. They told me all these things, that I needed to be doing to prepare for surgery. But what I did is we also built a house during that time. And so moving was really stressful. So I was kind of up and down with my consistency. So I was really afraid of how I would be once I had the surgery. So I kind of like to give that big backstory just because there's a lot of history and I've not been successful a lot of the times, but I never gave up. And even though I was nervous, I'm like, I couldn't even stick to this low carb keto. I mean, it was basically a ketogenic diet that my surgeon wanted me to eat. I was never really successful at that. I found it was really hard to be around my family. It was really hard to cook for my kids and not have a little bite, a little lick, a little taste. That's kind of a big problem for me. So I got into therapy. My husband and I got into marriage therapy, and that has been amazing, so that we can work on, better communication, how to navigate difficult things like how he wants to eat versus how I want to eat, or maybe how we've dealt with getting our feelings hurt in the past. It's been really, really good. I've decluttered so much of my house. I've had to develop new habits. I have had to, you know, look at myself in the mirror and say, Stephanie, you you don't know how to cope with stress. So I feel like before I had the surgery, I did so much work to set up so many more habits, set up more routines with my kids, get my house in order, which, oh my gosh, that could be a whole other video, because when I started my 2-week pre-op diet, everything like went to crap. Everything went to shambles. So we've almost got it all back together, but I knew that if I didn't have those routines all set in place, I would just really struggle. So this week I was down almost 7 pounds. I don't remember like the 0.8, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2 numbers. So I just round to the nearest pound and say about 7 pounds, even though it may have been 6.4, maybe it was 6.6, I don't remember. But I know that from the day that I started my liquid diet, which was 2 weeks before my surgery, until now, I am down 39 pounds. I cannot even believe it. And from the day that I had surgery, I am down 22 pounds. So in 1 month, I've lost 22 pounds. And in 6 weeks, I've lost total 39 pounds. I can't even believe it. I put these jeans on today. I don't know if you can see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to like jump up on my couch. Oh. I went to put these jeans on today, and I couldn't even do these up when I bought them. Oh my gosh. Look at that. And I never wore this shirt because it would be like a crop top, and I didn't like, my lower abdomen is not really my favorite part of my body to be showing, so I never wore this top. And I put on a different shirt today and it was just too big. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't had clothes that are too big in years. So I'm almost back to my pre-pregnancy weight when I got pregnant with my 3rd baby. Oh my gosh, the last 2.5 years of going through a pregnancy, like a 3rd pregnancy, overweight, having 2 other kids. I had terrible morning sickness, and then I had 3 kids. Oh my gosh, just such a stressful time. And it's like, well, no wonder if my coping mechanism was food. It's like, it's a no-brainer. But I'm so glad to be out of that. I feel like I'm feeling more and more like myself. I'm feeling better. So really quickly, before this video goes on too long, for my bariatric program, it is a ketogenic way of eating for life. So my liquid diet 2 weeks before surgery, and my surgery 3 weeks after surgery diet was sugar-free Gatorade, water. I could have sugar-free Jello, although I didn't like it. Bone broth, and then I got 2 protein shakes a day. So that, I've already documented that. Now I get to eat once a day, and I can have full-fat cottage cheese, avocado, full-fat cheese, and eggs. And I have found that that is hard for me. I want to, the first time that I tried to eat, I'm like, I just barely got through a quarter of an egg. I emailed the nurse, and I'm like, it's not enough food. And she's like, it really doesn't matter how much you eat right now. You need to get your fluids, and you need to take your vitamins, and it's totally normal for you to be able to get through like a quarter to a fourth of a scrambled egg. Okay, my family's about to come through the door. My husband just took my son to school, so I tried to record this really quickly. So anyway, I'm eating about once a day, and my surgeon told me to eat in the afternoon. So my energy is like peaks and valleys. There are some days where I am just dragging and I need to go lay down. I think a lot of that is hydration. So I'm supposed to drink 2 liters a day, and I don't think that's enough for me. That's kind of what I'm figuring out. This is all trial and error. And then I find that if I have like some cheese curds or something, like maybe around lunchtime, then that kind of gets me to that next time, like around dinner. Hey!
Hey, is baby still asleep?
Yeah.
Is it big Walmart?
Yeah. You guys can just go. Okay, thanks. Love you. It's my husband. He's going to go get our grocery order. So I'm eating about once a day, but I'm not, if I also feel like I'm about ready to pass out, I'm okay to have a little bit of cheese. That seems to be really good. A full scrambled egg, for some reason, is just like it's a little heavier. It's a little bit harder for me to whole egg, but I found these ranch flavored cheese curds at my health food store, and I really love those. And I have been loving just eating a whole avocado. So I'll get an avocado, I'll make it ripe, and then I'll salt, like lots of salt and pepper, and I'll put it into a half a cup. And I just make sure that I'm never eating more than a half a cup. I usually try to keep it around a third of a cup. And I eat, I chew as many times as I can. I swallow, I put my fork down. Part of my program is meditating, and so I try to eat when it's quiet, and I try to, feel what it feels like to chew, to swallow, have all my senses aware, and then I have to take 2 minutes in between each bite. So that's what my bariatric program is like. I know from watching lots of YouTube videos that they're all a little bit different. So this is what I'm doing. I'm still probably only eating maybe 300 calories a day, maybe a little bit more. They don't want me tracking. They just want me to really tune into my body and to only eat certain foods. So I'll be on this way of eating for 2 more weeks, and then I will get to add in like some drumstick meat, some salmon, and eventually I'll be able to have maybe a few steamed vegetables. But this is pretty much how I'm supposed to eat for the rest of my life. And it is so much easier to eat this way now than it was before I had surgery. So I can totally vouch that that tool of surgery has already been absolutely life-changing. Those first few weeks when I would have to cook for my family, I just thought, this is torture. This is harder than any diet I have ever done. Smelling it, seeing it, like having that emotional connection to food. I'm like, you little kids, you don't even know how lucky you are to be able to have a French toast stick or whatever it was. Whatever was smelling really good at the time. So I'm doing great. Like I said, my energy is still up and down. Sometimes I think I try to do too much, and then I'm really, really tired, and then maybe I'll wake up with a little bit more energy. So I'm still figuring that part out. I feel like my scars I'm gonna try to show my scars, because some of the scars that I saw from people were like really bad. This is so I have that scar, and that scar. So I'm 1 month out. Look at that. That's not even that bad. Like, that's all it was. That's all it was. Anyway, I'm not really like a show my body kind of gal. That's just not really me. So you'll probably never see me in like a sports bra before and after picture, because I'm just not that lady. But those are my scars. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.